I'm back. Thanks for joining me. So I'm gonna show you how I am doing my tie-dye press-ons, and pretty much like press-ons in general, because I'm shut down again. I was unshut down. Thank you. I was unshut down from my salon. Oh my goodness gracious! Thank you so much for all the love. Thank you so much for all the love. I had to take advantage of love from her because she is very stingy with her love. So Rigi, not so much. Rigi's like, I will give you love every second of your existence. And then Reese over here is like, oh, not today, mom. So I am shut down again because I work in California, and California just is shutting everything down. So I'm just going to continue to do my press-ons. When we first shut down, I started doing a whole press-on business, which was scary in itself because I don't know what I'm doing, but now I feel like I have it. I've launched maybe like 4 times now, 4 or 5 times, and it just keeps getting sort of like better and better every time. And bless you, just cut right in to me making my tie-dye press-ons. All right, so let's just get started. Oh my god, I'm using a legit microphone, and it sounds good in my ears. Macy, can you stop sneezing? Oh my god. All right, so I'm doing a voiceover because when I recorded this video, I had a really bad headache, and I was like talking, and I was just rewatching it, and I was like, well, this is a snooze fest. So currently, as I'm like watching this video, I'm rubbing my dog's belly so she stops sneezing for attention, because I don't know if your dogs do that, but whenever my dog wants attention, she sneezes. So if you hear her sneeze in the background, it's because I stopped rubbing her belly. Anywho, she is so cute. I wish you could see her. Anywho, so I hammered those 2 like wood blocks together because for the life of me, I could not find any way to like hold the nails in place that wasn't like 5 nails or 1 nail at a time. So I literally just handmade these. So you can see like where the white putty is, though underneath that white putty is more hammered in nails. So it's kind of like, it's definitely a task and a half, but honestly it's worth it because they stay so well, and like the little stands aren't falling apart, and the nails don't fall off while I paint, so it's really easy. And bonus, these little like block things, like I can cure 10 at a time, so I can paint 10 at a time and put it under light, and it's perfect. So highly recommend just making your own because I literally can't find any. But anyway, you can see like as I'm doing this, what I'm doing is I'm pinching the putty to be thin, because otherwise like if the putty sticks out from the sides, then the gel gets on the putty and then it cures, and it cures kind of like lumpy. So as you can see, like when I'm putting the tips on, let's see if I do it again. Yeah, I'm like pinching it upward to kind of thin it out, and then place the tip on top. So also the way I'm organizing these is I'm starting from like biggest to smallest. So I'm organizing it just so I can see, because the way I'm sizing them, I need to keep track of the sizes, because in each of my press-on kits, I'm including like 22 nails, which is pretty much 2 of each size and then double of the most popular smaller sizes. And if you want more information, I have like a whole blog about it, and I'll just link it in the description because I don't want to, oh God. It's like, can I get any work done, you know? They're on a standoff. Oh God, oh God. All right, they've calmed down. But anyway, you can see like I even like labeled the numbers on just to like keep track, and it's just easy. Oh my God, now Rigi is choking on something. She's just coughing up a storm. This is just a disaster. Yeah, so I'm just like finishing up, putting the tips on. Rig. Do you need some water? Also, side note, here is what I do to like get organized. Okay, so I have my little, okay, so this is the box that the tips come in, right? And when they come, it's like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, like those are the sizes. So what I do is I literally like empty all of it out, and then I will organize it so my exact 22 nails are in each little pouch. And I do that before I even start any of the nails so I can see like, okay, how many sets do I need to do? So let me just show you another cool kind of thing. Okay, so here, super satisfying. LOL. Here are all of my finished boxes. This is my little double-sided sticky tape. So here are my finished boxes. I always label them all 10 painted so I can really like easily see like, okay, 10, 20, 30, 40. I have 40 sets done, and then that's the last box I have to finish, and then I'll have 50, and then we are all set. But let me just show you if it's like satisfying, because I started packaging some. So some might not be in here, but I want to show you a full box because it's kind of satisfying. Gotta be very careful. Let's see. Nice. Okay, so we got 5 almond tortoiseshell. Look how pretty. So we have 5 almond tortoiseshell and 5 of my blue ocean marble and almond. So when I organize them, I always have to label them because I'll launch with 2 shapes. So I'll launch with almond and oval because that's all I have for now. So yeah, here, like you can see, I started packaging these. So those are already like in their boxes. And if you want to check out my packaging, I have another blog about how I'm packaging them as well. We can get out of there. So yeah, we got the almond tortoiseshell, we got almond blue marble, we have more almond, we got almond tie-dye. Oh, it's so cool. Almond tie-dye, and then the rest I'm doing today are oval tie-dye, and then we have almond rose quartz. That looks very nice. Yeah, gonna shut that down. Put those back up there, and we'll package those tomorrow when I launch, or maybe later today, depending on how long it takes me to do these tie-dye nails. So let's do the tie-dye nails. I'll show you how I'm doing it. This is just like my way, one of many. I feel like I've done so many different types of tie-dye that like, I don't know, there's just so many different types. So this is just one way. I feel like this is like a watercolory tie-dye dealio. I don't know. All right, so a lot of nail techs actually asked me like how I'm prepping the nail tips for press-ons, and I thought that was actually a pretty good question because I was kind of confused at first. So literally, like, this is how half-ass I buff the nail tips. Like, we saw that, like, I put them on and then I just take my light little buffer and I just like buff the surface. That's literally it. Like, I don't even go on the sides of the nail. Like, it's just like half-ass. Like, I might as well not even do it, but I just do it anyway. But this is just so much faster because like I'm not gonna just like go and like thoroughly buff like the tips, and I haven't had any issues whatsoever. So yeah, I'm just like buffing the surface, and again, like the sides are like not even buffed, and then you just dust off all of the dust that you just made, and then you're set. Like, I don't even use any like bonder or anything. All I'm doing is base coat. So obviously you can see I'm like almost out of base coat. I have to hold it like upside down, but yeah, I just do like a super thin layer of like just your average base coat, and I do it on all 10 or 20, 22, you know. But yeah, that's it. Literally super easy, kind of like almost half-assed, but not really, because you just want to get it over with so you can do the design, especially if you're launching with like 50 at a time. You're like, we gotta whip through these. All right, so now let's just dive into the tie-dye. So here are the colors I'm using. They're all really sheer. So that's on the left is like a sheer pinkish, and then milky white where it says number 3. And then we have like blue Hawaii, tequila orange, limoncello yellow, and pink dragon by Cocoas. And that whole collection was very sheer. Well, not like sheer. I mean, yes, I guess you would call it like jelly colors, sort of. I don't know. I never call it jelly colors. I always just call it like sheer colors because you can see through them. And yeah, any sort of like sheer color is super, super key for any sort of tie-dye or watercolor design, which is why I always have sheers on hand. So now you're going to take that like sort of sheer pink whatever. You can use literally whatever color you want for this. Like you can use the milky white, you can use like a sheer pink, do whatever. You just need some sort of like background before you put like the sheer tie-dye colors on, because obviously they are sort of see-through, so I wasn't trying to make like a jelly nail where you can like see through it. I want it to be a little bit more solid, and I want the colors to pop more. So yeah, again, just use some sort of like neutrally like milky pink or white or something as your base before you put the tie-dye on. And then just cure it. I don't know why that was a pause. I was just at a loss for words. Just cure it. Thanks for coming. Okay, now it's tie-dye time. Tie-dye time, tie-dye time. All right, so just get your supplies ready. Honestly, this is like such an easy design, I promise. All you need is like a little like smooshy brush like this. Ta-da! It's small, and you're just using it to just bloop, 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 and just smoosh all the colors around. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my sheer pink and dip it in. Let's see, do I show you how much I use? Let's see. Let's watch my past self. Oh my god, I remember this. Oh god. So we reopened in my salon, and I brought everything back to the salon, and then they shut us down, and I was like, oh great. And then I packed up all my stuff really fast, and then I left all of my Wow, this is such a boring story. I am so sorry. Anyways, I'm using paper to wipe off my brush. Okay, why would you let me continue that story? So sorry. So look, I'm just like dipping it in really fast. And again, I'm like super fast at this now because again, I'm launching with like 50 at a time. So all you're going to do is like, I do like the bottom half the same. Cause you remember when I organized it. So like the two sizes are like organized. I don't know what I'm saying. Okay, look, I'm doing like a little circle. I'm just like bloop, 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 bloop. And so this time I'm going to do the top. So like each size has like the opposite placing, because I just want it to be like a little bit more like less like uniform. I want it to be more like whimsical and all that jazz. I don't know. All right, so you can see I'm literally just taking my little smooshy brush, and I'm not doing like too heavy. And you'll see it's gonna look really weird at first because then we blend it. But what I'm going to do is I'm literally going to do all 22 nails with the pink, and then all 22 nails with the next color, but I'm not curing in between. So I'm going to finish the pink on all of them real quick. And now we are going to take the orange, and remember, I'm not curing. All of this is still wet because obviously the key to tie-dye is you want it to be like super like blended and just less splotchy in a way. Like I'm doing, like, again, this is like a watercolory style tie-dye. So I'm going to take the orange, and the orange, just so you know, this orange is like, it's sheer, but it's super, super pigmented. So I only need like a tiny, tiny amount. So I'm going inside of the pink circle, just like a loose sort of outline inside the pink circle with the orange, but like a tiny amount of orange, because again, I don't know, there's something about orange. It's just so pigmented. So you can see I'm just like very loose with it. Nothing has to be perfect. You don't want like perfect circles, because again, we're gonna end up like blending it anyway. So let me finish the orange. Okay, cool. Now that we did that, again, it's all wet still, so it's just all just sitting there. Now you're going to take your sheer yellow, which looks like super like green in the pot, but when you look in the lid, you can see that's what the color is going to look like. And then wipe off your brush in between, because you don't want to like, mix the colors and stuff. Look at, with my piece of paper. I don't know if you remember my really good story earlier about that piece of paper, but maybe you want to rewind and listen to that again. So I'm going to dip it again. Also, the yellow is like super pigmented too, so you only need like a tiny amount. And I'm just going to like fill in the rest of the circle, and then just like blop it in, just like a tiny dot. It's really not that big of a deal. And you can see, like, maybe I can like zoom up a little bit more or something, but you can see it's like kind of messy when I do it. Where'd I go? What am I doing? What am I doing? Eating lunch? What, did I just stop recording? Or stop, what, did I just walk away? What the hell? Where did I go? Okay, we're back. All right, so watch. Just bloop. That's it. Bloop, bloop. Tiny amount. Wait, did I put yellow in there? No. Yeah, and you can see, like, look at that top left one. Look how bright that neon sheer yellow is. I love it. That's why you only need like a tiny, tiny amount. So let's finish the yellow. Then wipe off the color again with your preferably nail wipe instead of paper. And now we're going to do the blue. And again, remember, I still have not cured any of this. This is all still wet. That is like the key here. So I'm going to take the blue, and again, the blue, it's so interesting how these colors are like so sheer and like watercolory, but they're so pigmented. So again, just take like, again, I liked the way I said that. So again, like, it's just like, you only take a tiny amount. So let's just finish the blue. Oh, but you can see, so now I'm just doing like a circle. I'm doing a circle at the top, and then I'll do like a full circle on the bottom. So the key is just kind of make like a loose outline, just like we did with the pink. Just keep going around. Are you sold yet or what? Look at how weird it looks before we blend it. You're like, did I click on the right tutorial? So then we take the pink again, and then just fill in the rest of the circle. So the blue only has the pink in the middle, when the pink has like the orange and the yellow. But I'm not doing it super heavy. It's pretty light. Like you can see, it's just kind of like bloop, 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 bloop. Bloop, bloop. Super sheer, super just quick. So then you just finish that. And then, now that we're all done, now is the fun part. Clean your brush, get rid of all the color off of your brush. But yeah, so this is kind of like how it looks before we start blending it. And I'm going to take that same brush that we were using, and it's clean, there's nothing on it. There's no alcohol, no nothing. It's just like a dry sort of brush. And I'm just kind of like dabbing the outline circles that we made, like with the blue and the pink. And I'm putting like a decent amount of pressure because I kind of want to like blend the blue and the pink together to sort of make a purple. But I'm dabbing it. I'm not like swishing it around or like dragging it anywhere. I'm like blotting it. That's the word, blotting it. So yeah. I'll keep it in like a sort of slow motion for now, just so you can kind of see. But also the kind of key here is the first thing I'm doing is I'm only blotting the blue and the pink outline together for now. I'm just kind of like smearing sort of the outline to make it a little bit more blended. I'm not touching the orange or the yellow yet, because the second you start touching the orange while you're blotting everything else, it just like messes everything up and it looks like super muddy. So we're just doing like sort of one blendy at a time. So we're just focused on the blue and the pink. And also sort of another thing I want to note is like during that whole first row that I just did, I didn't clean my brush until now, because something about like having the leftover blue and pink on my brush kind of like helps along with the process. That's why I'm like, don't touch the orange yet, because we're not going to try to like muddy everything up. So I just cleaned it before I started the second row, and then I'm going to do the whole process over again. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm going to clean my brush again, get all that blue and pink off, and we're just going to go in and do the orange. So the orange you just want to be extra careful with, because it's just so pigmented and you don't want it to look like super overdone. So like you can even see I skipped over that one because I was like, you know what, that's fine. I'm just like lightly tapping the orange because I don't want it to be too much. I'm just like, whenever it's like super heavy looking, then I kind of blot it out and try to spread it. But if the more you mess with it, the more you're probably going to annoy yourself. So again, you see how like whatever I'm being, just kind of like half-ass of just like, you know what, perfect. And now that that's done, now we can cure it. So I'm going to put that in the light, and then I'm just going to start with blending the rest of them, because again, the rest of them are still wet. They've just been sitting there. So yeah, that one's curing, and then I'm just going to go and dive into the rest. So now is the sneaky part. So I finished blending, everything is cured, everything is all set, and you can see it's like, obviously it's like super pigmented and it's really pretty, but I want to chill it out and make it look even more blendy. And what I'm gonna do is add a sheer milky white on top of it. And something about the milky white just makes it look super glassy, and it fills in all of the brush strokes as well. Like, it's just so special. It just looks so good. So I'll show you the final product once we get done with this. Like, look at that. It's just like so glassy. And then of course you add top coat and then you're finished. But yeah, you can always mess around with this too. Like, you can, I've used the same colors and made the tie-dye even lighter, like way more subtle and like blended. You can just like mess around with this as much as you want. But I actually want to show you an example of like a really light version that I did on one of my clients' nails just recently. Like, look at that. I know the video is like a little blurry, but look at how pretty and like watercolory tie-dye that looks. And those are the same exact colors that I've used for this, but this one is just like a little bit darker. Because I feel like this one has a vibe of like, you can actually see like the splotches of tie-dye, like as if you got like an actual tie-dye shirt and you saw like the splotches and like the rubber band marks. I don't know, I feel like that's kind of the vibe. Also, like kind of the Taylor Swift Lover album cover, but like that was just an accident. Anywho, this, now what I'm doing is, so I put the top coat on and it's all cured and done, and I'm just taking them off of their little stand. And sometimes like the gel can like get like pokey at the end or something, especially with like the gel tips. So what I'm doing is just making sure that there's no gel like trapped on the sides or on the tips, and then just kind of like adjusting the shape if I need to. Not really a big deal at all. Doesn't take that long. It's just like the last tiny step you gotta take. And sometimes during this step, I'm like, I wonder what this would look like on me. And then I literally test every single one out on myself. Like, I'm like, ooh, because it doesn't look right. Like, it doesn't look as cool as it does on the fingers. Like, look, it's so cool. I guess we're trying the other thumb too. Let's try like another finger. Come on, try it on. Yeah. Put it on, sister. It's cute. I approve. Oh, here we go. Look at that. Look at that angle. There we go. That's what I was looking for. I was looking for like a one that fit my thumb. Look at that. It just looks so cool. And like, imagine like the whole set like that. I love it. They turned out so cute. Oh, looks like we're doing it again. Oh my god, that looks so cool. Oh my god, this is like the first time I'm rewatching this video. I'm like, wow. Oh, that pink one. Oh my god. See? Like, there's something, it like the little like stands that I made. Oh my god. They just don't do it justice. That is so adorable. It's so goddamn cute. Oh, would you look at that? I took a picture. It looks really nice. All right, then now that we have all of them all filed and ready to go, they are so cute. Then we place them in its little place. But I have to count them to make sure I have 22. I count these like 4 times throughout the whole process of all of this to make sure everyone gets 22. So it's 1, 2, 3. That's it. I hope you enjoyed and learned something. This is me. This was me recording my voiceovers in my pile of laundry and dogs. I'd rather edit a video than fold laundry. Anywho, I hope you learned something. Thank you for coming. Like and subscribe.